All right, y'all ready for the bad news?
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? We had some unfortunate situations happen. We don't really want to talk about it, but we do want to see if we can figure out what the problem is. Make a long story short, the motor locked up. We're gonna take the motor out. Hopefully we can put it on our new Harbor Freight engine stand, and hopefully we can find out what's going on with Stitch. And update too, look at the new addition as far as spark that Adam invested in. That's the new AEM coil-on plug set up with the wire. That mess look fresh.
So the car's coming up a little bit. So.
The car is coming up a little bit. Hey, I thought
I'm watching this side, you can watch that side.
Oh, I thought you was pumping. You ain't in charge of pumping?
Yeah, I'm the pumper.
They've already taken everything out, but first they needed to get this wire off while they were lifting it with that crane thingy.
So as Lily said, we were lifting it with that crane thingy, which is called a cherry picker.
And after they lifted a little bit, they had to unconnect the wires over here. They lifted it all the way up, and they put it over here. And they had to attach the black thing with these certain screws.
Now, which part of the motor did we use to lift up on? Like, where did we attach our cherry picker?
The hooks.
Yeah, we have one in the front and one in the back, and they're made just for that purpose.
I pulled out number one. This is a good time to talk about like the timing strap. We ain't gonna talk much about it because I don't know much about it, but I don't know if you could tell that little divot, that little dark spot on the top. That I think how far down the strap that thing goes determines like how much timing you got or how much more you can push on the motor. Chime in if you know more about that.
Sweet spot is here, 12 o'clock. This is where
Yeah, there you go. See, right, 12 o'clock on that strap. This mother look like it's got way more miles on it, but
yeah, it don't look like a healthy 120 on nothing.
And I know I burnt up some mains before. I burnt up mains, and first thing you can tell is the darkness. But this whole thing is dark. But like that see, it's dark right there. The main is dark.
Many months later.
What's that?
Rear main seal.
From who? From
Street Solution.
Oh dang. I didn't even have to add a sound effect. Hey, if you need some parts, man, we can find them for you. Cause we got goop. Hey, but what do we need a rear main seal for?
For our new 1,000 horsepower short block.
Stop playing.
Induction performance.
Stop playing. You got a thousand horsepower.
It's a little wobbly.
Yeah, it's a little wobbly. You got 1,000 horsepower capable daggone 2J in the presence of myself.
Yeah, Brian Crower rods and then diamond pistons. And it's the import induction performance, stage 1, 1,000 horsepower.
Good gracious.
I will not drag race here.
Oh, I thought that was an induction performance shirt or something, man. That's like a grass cutting shirt, man.
Yeah.
Y'all remember dropping from 1997?
You remember them?
Yeah. I used to rock them and Jinkos. That's right. Your boy was confused in middle school. I was the only black guy in Johnson County wearing Jinkos.
Skateboard. I got this from Nopi in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I remember Nopi too, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Nopi it was so hot in Nopi, man. I stopped wearing underwear ever since then. No lie. Commando right now. We'll open this up. We ready to put the head on, but we ain't ready to put the head on. Adam's motor went, and then we're gonna put it back together, and it ain't gonna be like, yeah, there you go. That was a better sound effect. Good. But we are gonna put the rear main seal on. We're gonna tap it into this rear cover real quick, torque it down to spec, so that we can go ahead and put it on the engine stand and wheel it to the back room. Blah! Look at that, Joe just fell out. Joe just fell out. And you know you always gotta have that baby pace, that baby booty pace. I think that jump was, I think they sponsored that R. Kelly video that came out back in the day.
I believe I can fly.
No, that was the other black man. Well, as you can tell, that's the finished product. And then look at this too. Adam reached out to a few people, and we know that Induction Performance makes an awesome block, but he had heard something about the little ball in the back.
Yeah.
What'd you hear about that ball?
The oil galley plugs, if they don't silicone these real good, that they're prone to leak after they finish their engine builds there. So
Yeah, and
minor detail.
then that's what the silicone plug looked like. It looked like a ball that somebody punched into a hole. And these jokers took and drilled, these jokers tapped this mug, screw in an Allen plug with a little bit of liquid Teflon tape so that you don't got no issues. So how about that? Catch me outside.
About to dig into this short block over here.
Better do what?
Dig into this short block with the help of Brian.
Like K20 dog.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's just from chilling in the back room for like several months.
Yep.
But what the heck is that?
IP, Induction Performance.
Oh, Induction Performance. They got their own piston? Good. That joint got valve release. What's the compression? 11.5 to 1?
10 to 1.
Oh.
13 and a half to 1.
So what can you tell us about this block, Adam? Because I don't know nothing about it. I do know who Induction Performance is, though.
Yeah, this is the Stage 1 Induction Performance block. You got your diamond pistons, 10 to 1 compression. It's rated for 1,000 horsepower, so that's what they stand behind on it. It's Brian Crower, BC rods. That's pretty much it. Off the shelf part.
Heck yeah, let's flip this thing over and see what the bottom look like. Good gracious.
Brian Crower rods, everything's new.
Is this the Brian Crower stroker crank?
I wish. Yeah, it's a 3.4. Forget 1,000. We're shooting for 1,600.
Oh, they daggone they deleted your daggone squirters. Why they do that? You trying to make that kind of power?
They could have used a GE block. You never know. Oh, they did do it.
They better not use no GE block when you gave them a GTE block.
I want my old squirters back.
I don't know, that joker feel like it's got a little too much play, forced induction. Feel like it got a little too much play. Let me get a feeler gauge and put up in here.
It's pretty.
All right, fam. We're just gonna daggone put this thing back together, give you a few shots, put a couple hot beats over them cool shots, and we're gonna cut you back on when we make some more progress. We got to order a few O-rings in order to install our updated Toyota Supra 2J oil pump. So for the meantime, we'll go ahead and get this head situated. In case you didn't know, when you do camshaft upgrades, they have to adjust, or when I say they, I'm talking about the machine shop, have to adjust the lifter buckets. So all of these lifters, the cams, the cam caps, everything need to be organized and set out, as you can tell we got here. So now we're gonna go take the cylinder head, take all this stuff, clean it with brake cleaner, hit it with compressed air, and then we can go ahead and install the cylinder head. This is day 2 on Adam's forced induction bottom edge short block build. Day 1 got cut a little short due to the fact that we needed a few items. We needed some RTV or sealant for the oil pan. Adam decided to go with the Toyota brand, FIPG. This stuff been around for years. We wanted to get an oil pan O-ring. We was missing one. And then we also wanted to replace one of the O-rings on the thermostat housing or coolant, basically that coolant section. Hey, you know you got a good gasket maker when you got the daggone little, the little cut to size, bead size that you want. And then people don't even know about this junk right here, man. You put this right here, and just like your toothpaste, you twist that joker right there to get all the juice out that mud. Toyota, thank you. All right, if you don't already know, I got the timing gear set up with the mark over here on this little tang, set up with this. Actually, I got it turned counterclockwise a little bit so that all the pistons are recessed because we're going to install the cams next. I am using assembly lube. This is the Permatex Ultra Slick. I'm using the same stuff that I used when I built the LS and the 240. You probably don't need to use it. Oil can probably work just fine. But since I got it, I'm gonna use it. All right, guys, let me talk about how I went about doing the timing belt on the 2J. First thing you need to do is, since we are reusing the timing belt tensioner, always keep this little pin right here. This pin is designed to keep this tensioner compressed. So I took it, put it in the vise, compressed it, lined the holes up, put the pin in there. And then when I put the belt on, I started from the bottom and then I worked my way to the right. I wanted to make sure that I had no slack on this right side. And then I worked the belt around just like so and made sure everything lined up. So you can tell right here, the top mark lines up with this little dimple. Same thing over here. That little line right there lines up with this little dimple. And then of course we got an aftermarket lower timing gear where it's one piece and it has a little indentation that lines up with a little dot right there on the oil pump. All right, fam, another day has passed. This is the progress on the Supra. I got the timing belt put together. We got our new timing belt gear, which is this piece on the floor. This is the OEM one. Previous setup, I welded the back. The new one is all machined. As you can tell, we got a new HKS timing belt. And let me get some light real quick. Look at that daggone HKS purple matched up with that Akbar teal from Prismatic Powders. That mug is sharp to death with the daggone purple hooks to install the motor. We got the water pump on, we got the turbo manifold on, we got our precision turbo on. So now I'm waiting for Adam to get here. As soon as he get here, we're gonna slap the transmission on it and we're gonna drop it back into the Supra. We got the motor in. We're gonna go get some barbecue and some hush puppies, and we're gonna be right back.
Redneck barbecue, Garner, North Carolina. Get the burnt ends, the burnt tips.
Hey, you heard it here first, fellas. Burnt Tips, North Carolina, the capital for good barbecue.
What about those collard greens?
Cool.
You heard that?
Oh, yo, oh no, I don't know, man. Don't kill them, bro. Dang, man. I want to show the people murder hunters in North Carolina. Golly, as soon as I cut that mug on, you killed it. All right, Speed Ass fam, no major updates besides the fact that we killed the murder hornet and we almost to a good stopping point. We need to get some gasket maker because this old school HKS style wastegate gasket, I mean, ain't nobody gonna have that. Then we need a stud that just happened to break off for the water pump. Hey, actually, you got a stud up here, dude. And then we need a couple of pigtails. We need a pigtail for the coolant temp going to the dash. And then of course the 2-wire pigtail is going to the ECU. We're gonna see if we can go to the junkyard to grab that tomorrow. But overall, we are this close to finishing it. All right, fam, we out here at the local salvage yard, aka LKQ. See if we can grab a couple of pigtails. We're missing a dry shaft bolt and a few other things that I'm probably missing out on. Oh snap, we got a daggone VQ. All right, this don't have what we're looking for, so we're gonna keep searching.
These grooves lined up with his two-prong and yellow.
Yeah, I feel like this might be it. We're gonna take it, and now we need to find a single wire one. All right, we got a 99 Tacoma. It does have the sensor that we need, but you can also tell somebody snatched the pigtail. And then we also lucked out with the studs. So right now we're grabbing two 12mm nuts. We're gonna tighten them both together and we're gonna extract all of these just to have some for extra. All right guys, so we back from LKQ. We got our studs for the water pump. We also was able to find a butchered coolant temp plug, the one that goes to the dash. I was able to dismantle it, use the clip part that goes into the actual sensor and repin it. And then the same thing with this plug down here, the 2-wire plug for the ECU for coolant. Taped it up with some of this nice electrical tape. All right, fam, if you made it this far, I know you guys are wondering what in the world happened to Adam's motor. Why in the world did we get a brand new built short block? Make a long story short, the motor locked up at Niced Up Motorsports. It locked up, we brought it back to Speed Addict's garage. We tore it apart to find out exactly what was going on. And what we ended up finding, one of the rod bearings had overlapped the other rod bearing. I don't remember which cylinder it happened in, but make a long story short, there was shrapnel everywhere. So Adam decided that he didn't want to do another short block for one reason. They're expensive. For the prices you can get a short block stock for a 2JZGTE, I mean, you might as well get one built. So of course he decided to get one built, and that's where we're at now. When we first did the cylinder head and cams and whatnot, we noticed that the bottom end looked like it was a little old, like it had a little too many miles on it. And then another thing that we noticed also, it had like a little small stamp on one of the freeze plugs. And usually you don't see something like that on a block unless it came from like a salvage yard, unless you bought it secondhand. So it's not kind of ironic that the motor did lock up. It just goes to show that we know the 2J is strong, but you know, you got 98% of people out there doing it up with the 2J. And then, hey, once in a blue moon, you might find out that you are that 2% that doesn't have the best of luck. So we'll check you on the next episode where we fire this up and we drive it a little bit.